Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be doing my first video in God knows how long. But I'm going to try to do a tutorial. So this one's going to be how to create a BungeeCord server and how to get all that set up. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So basically, first things first, you're going to need two things. You're going to need BungeeCord itself. Links will be in the description, and you're also going to need Spigot. I'm using 1.13.2 because it's the latest at the moment, other than pre-releases. And yeah. So basically, with these, you want to create yourself a folder. You can call it whatever you want. Just say, Bungie server, and within that, I'm going to create two more. So I'm going to say, actually, I'll probably even create three. So one's going to be BungeeCord. One's going to say survival. And also one will say factions. The reason why I'm creating two is to be able to show everyone that this does work. And with that, let's continue. So first things first, I want to put BungeeCord into the server file there. I'm actually going to make a copy of that. The Spigot 1.13.2. Put one in factions, and I'm also going to put one in survival. So the next thing we need to do is create a start batch for all three of these. So I have a start batch here, but to be able to do this, you want to go right click, new, text document, and you want to type run. Once you've done that, you can open that up, bring it over here, wherever you please, and then you can type this in. So I've got this will be in the description, and there'll also be a download link for this. So basically what we're going through here is I've put a title. I have a network called Improvised Network, hence why that's there. Going to use color A, which I believe is light green. And then the Java is what actually runs a server. And we have the minimum RAM dedicated, how little RAM it can use, and how much RAM it can use. RAM is random access memory, and basically this will be the backbone of your server. The more you dedicate to it, the better off your server will be when under load. And this we can actually change to the name of this, because this is what we will be opening. So we'll change that to Spigot 1.13.2.jar, no GUI, so it doesn't open up the dedicated GUI for it. So we can now save that. We can get out of that. We'll bring that in here. We'll copy that. We'll also go into factions and paste it, and we'll open it back up again and change this to factions. Actually, I should probably do it like the other one. Factions server. So again, this is basically what pops up at the top of your command prompt when we open this. And this brings us to our next step. So you want to open that up once more, file, save as, and you'll already have a thing here. What you need to do is come down here and click that and click all files. Now before you do anything else, you want to type full stop bat, and that basically creates it, or turns it into a batch file. So once we save that, it'll pop up there. We can get rid of that, and we can even delete that. So I'm going to open that up. So as you can see, Improvised Network Faction Server, and then it'll go through, and basically it'll say you need to change your EULA, which is basically acknowledging that you agree to their terms and conditions of owning a server. So we'll click and we'll change this. What we need to do is change the false to true, click save, exit out of that, and turn it back on. Now, this will do its thing, and I won't cut or anything like that. So it's creating a 25565, which is a native port for Minecraft, and it's going through all the different things that Spigot allows it to do. You can just use a normal server. I always prefer to use Spigot in case I like to put plugins or something in that, but we'll use that for a different video. So it's preparing spawn. Obviously, you have 3 different spawns. You have one for the Nether, one for the End, and one for the Overworld. The Overworld is one you spawn into, and it says it's done. So now that it says it's done, we can go ahead and open up Minecraft. I'm going to go 1.13.2, latest release, and this should be able to show us that the server is in fact online. Once this loads up, in just a sec. Alright, so what we can do here is we can add a server, type local host for now, and it'll show that the Minecraft server is in fact up. If I was to bring this to one side and bring this up, and I'll connect to the server, it'll say player UUID Crooksy, which is myself, is joining the server. So that's the server. It's only being hosted on my computer, so at the moment, before port forwarding, only you can play on it, unless you have someone else connected to your internet, in which case I'll make another video. But so we know that one works, so what we get to do now is we'll copy the EULA, we'll copy that, and we'll go to survival as well. And again, we'll change this. No, we won't change this at all. File, save as, sorry. And we'll change that all files. .bat. Save that. And now that we've already got the EULA, it should automatically just get it done. So the next step, of course, is to change port. So to do that, you need to go into your server, go into what? Don't tell me. Okay, so it just says server, and you want to change the port, which will be listed port 25565. I'm going to change that to 25566, and I'm going to also turn this from online mode to offline mode by typing false. The reason you do this is because BungeeCord actually has its own online mode prevention system, but it requires these to be false in order to do its thing. So that's for factions. Factions is 25566, and you might want to make a note of this. So just create another text document out here and type factions 25566. Alright, so we'll go back to survival now that it's open. Close that, go into server, do the exact same thing, except this time we'll change the port to 25567, and we'll change online mode to false again. File save. Alright, save that. We've now got that all done. And BungeeCord, as far as BungeeCord goes, what we can do as well is we can copy this run from one of the other servers, go up to BungeeCord, paste that, right click, edit it, and I'm going to change BungeeCord, or put BungeeCord where this spigot 1.13.2 is, so it would be BungeeCord.jar, because it's a jar file. BungeeCord doesn't require basically anything, so I'm going to just change that to 1 GB RAM. And so it's only going to use up 1 GB, where the other ones might use up 4 each, which will bring it up to 9 GB of RAM that my server can take. So we go I like doing this only because it allows me to figure out what's running. Sometimes it's difficult going through and figuring out everything. So you run that for the first time and it will download everything it needs, and it's already created its own config file, which you'll now be able to go into and change everything. So you'll be able to see this. So servers lobby, we're going to change that to survival, and that's going to be 25566. You can change this. This will just change the name of the actual server. Say you can change it to something like that or like that. It doesn't really matter. That is just what it is. And what you can do is you can also copy that. And paste that one more time, and change that to factions. And then you change the port to the factions port, and you've already been saving the ports here. So factions, no, 25566 for factions, and my apologies. And survival is 25567. So you want to change them to the ones that you originally wanted. That looks better. So listeners, this will be your, hang on, priorities. I'm going to change that to survival, as it'll be the priority server. And we're going to go 25567. And this will be, I'm hoping, 25565. And that looks like it. So I'm going to save that there. I'm going to close out of that. We can close that. Now we should be able to run this. Factions, run that. Survival, run that. So one of these, I'm assuming, will actually break, only because this is 25567, maybe, but we'll see. This one might say, okay, so that's already running on that port. So what we can do, it doesn't matter how you work this, but BungeeCord config. So what did we change? We went 25567. So what have we got? Survival factions. We want to make 4.65. Alright, and I think that should work now. Curie port 25567. I think, yeah, we had that the wrong way around. Alright, so we can run that once more. And what do we got here? We got factions, so survival. We can run that now. And just give this a second to load up. You can see why I like to have the name of the server up top, to be able to figure out which ones are open, which ones are closed. So now that that one is open and this one, well, everything is open, now that that's done, we can actually go ahead and join the game. So it just says another BungeeCord server. That's because we didn't change that option, which I showed you before. We can join that. So it'll send us to the survival server, and we can check this by going into the survival server and saying Crooksy is logged in. And you can see that it's gone through this by BungeeCord by it showing Crooksy Server Connect Survival. So from this we can actually type /server, and we should be able to say factions, and it'll take us to the factions server. Again, we can find this out by clicking on the factions. Crooksy is joined, and through the BungeeCord, and it should say downstream bridge survival from Crooksy. So that is basically how you create your server, or sorry, not your server, your BungeeCord server. I will be creating another tutorial with on how to make a proper server, be it normal or using plugins. As I was saying before, I will have these links down in the description below, along with the startup script, which everything will be linked down in the description. But yeah, so basically to download BungeeCord, all you need to do is go to this. Again, it'll be linked, and all you need to do is click this BungeeCord.jar. That'll give you your first one, and then also Spigot. I'll send you a link to get to this part, and basically you want to click on whatever version you want. I'm using the latest 1.13.2, but that's a personal preference. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.